So today I'm joined by David Gillespie, who is the founder of the Hope and Dignity Community Center out in West Atlanta. David, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. So David, tell us a little bit about your organization.
Well, the roots, probably good to talk about a little bit of the context of it, is that I was involved in a homeless organization called The River, and The River received a large financial donation from some donors in Houston that wanted us to deliver it to agencies that we thought were doing innovative work in the city of Atlanta around homelessness and poverty prevention and awareness, et cetera. And so the mission of The River was to transform the way that we viewed homeless and people in poverty so that we could transform the way that we responded to them. Because until we change the way we think about marginalized people, we aren't going to change the way that we treat them, which right now is clearly not what we would all hope. So one of the organizations that we began working with was a pastor out in West Atlanta that during the day was a chaplain for Fulton County, and on the weekends pastored a predominantly African-American church way out on Joseph E. Boone in West Atlanta. And I met him when he was serving rice and beans about 6 or 8 years ago to the homeless in Midtown Atlanta. And we began to donate money to him, and over the course of time decided that that area of town could use a community center, if you will, that would be a physical standing structure that would offer the community an opportunity to meet their immediate needs through food and clothing, and but also longer term needs, connecting them to housing and medical and mental health care and addiction care and all the things that we knew people that are trying to get to a better place need. And so we built the center, and took about a year to build the center, and we opened last June. And what we thought was going to be something that was going to be serving all adults, actually we've had a kid explosion where we're serving kids, about 40 kids every week, which all come from that area. And so we're trying to balance the work that we're doing with the adults, which I just spoke about, and then the work that we know those kids need of having a place in the community to come and just get away from the neighborhood and have a safe place to be. So we've had 15 laptops donated. We've had all of our kids and playthings donated. We've commissioned a lot of art to go in the building that is really uplifting and motivating for the kids. And so we are sort of feeling our way through how this is going to work, but are excited about the opportunity we have to serve the community.
So how have your residents and how have they reacted, or what have they been doing during this difficult time?
Oh, during the pandemic?
The pandemic, yeah.
Oh, yeah, wow. Well, it's, it depends on if it's adults or kids. I mean, the kids have been tremendously impacted by no school, and most of those kids don't have the actual technology that they need to connect to their classrooms. And so they went a while without having the technology itself. And many of those most of those homes don't have internet access. And so they're trying to do a virtual environment for their classes without having access to the iPads, the laptops, et cetera. And so that's been a struggle, and we've tried to help some of the families work through that. And the moms and dads not working has made their need for food and clothing much more, just a bigger need for that. And then the moms, a lot of single moms in the communities. And so most of what we're helping is single moms just managing all of the kids home all the time. And how do you create a learning environment where the kids can do their work in school? How do you manage? Most of those families are on the free lunch program, so they were getting breakfast and lunches from schools. And so they were having to navigate that. And so trying to figure out how to get their stimulus money, which is difficult. And so we've helped people navigate the IRS website. And so we've got an opening date, a soft reopening date of June 20th at the community center, where we're going to open with all the proper safety protocols. And so we're working towards that.
So what are some other programs that you offer the kids? I think you mentioned code.
Well, it's not, we're trying to balance not all kids and still continue to connect with the adults, because we've got to fix is the wrong word. We've got to help the adults in their situations, because that's as often what is impacting the kids. So we have a social worker that's working with us every Saturday that is connecting mostly with the adults. About 30% of the people that we help out there are living outside, and we're trying to help those folks get connected predominantly to housing, help with medical and mental health care. But we are doing everything from some focus on creative and theater programs to some usage of trying to focus on some coding training, using some things that they're more familiar with in their communities to help them focus on coding, to do something for the young men in the community to try to help them think about really being more responsible and accountable. And so kind of getting our feet wet in that. And then lately, just helping a lot of the individual kids get through school. Loaning our laptops to kids that need the laptops in order to get through school. We just had a young man that had been doing all of his schoolwork on his phone, going to his work early so he could have internet access. So we got him the technology that he could use to get through school, and he just graduated this week. So we feel a little bit like we had some assistance in helping him do that, which is great.
You hear about so many struggles, like parents are just struggling to homeschool their kids and do all that, but you don't stop and think about the people who literally don't have the resources to even get online and do any of that. So that's
and then think about what do they need to do to make sure that they're getting the meals that they were getting from the Atlanta Public Schools or Fulton County Schools. And when you don't have transportation to go and get the breakfasts and lunches that are now still free, then how do you get that? And the homelessness and poverty is an insidious thing that those of us that aren't in the middle of it don't think about things.
A lot of a population who are lucky enough to have shelter and I think a lot of people have a certain image of what homelessness is that isn't necessarily what it is.
Yeah. I mean, the face of homelessness for you and I are the people we see on the street corner, and or at the exit ramp, or as we're walking down Peachtree Street. And yes, those folks are part of the homeless population, or the folks that are living outside. But I think the biggest thing is that homelessness and poverty is not a moral issue. It's not a moral fault. It's not because people are less good than you and I are. Everybody has a story. Everybody has history. Everybody has wants and needs like you and I do. And what I've learned is to suspend judgment about people's stories and where they are. It doesn't mean that I can't have an opinion about it, but when I suspend judgment and immerse myself in these stories and the lives of people that are different than me, whether they're living outside or whether they're living in a 4-bedroom house with 7 kids, that doesn't mean that they're any less good than me. And in fact, the gift of my life has been working with folks that are homeless and people that are living in poverty, because I've learned more. They've given me more than I could ever give them. And that's what I wish that people that are my colleagues and friends and associates could take away from my work is getting to know people that are experiencing homelessness or experiencing poverty.
Okay, so how can we get in touch with you? Do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook?
We just got our 501c3 approved on Saturday.
Congrats.
The big deal. So we have not had a website prior to that. We have not even had a way for people to donate to us prior to that. But now you can actually get a tax write-off by writing us a check. And so we have a Facebook page, yes. In fact, just talked to my social media volunteer this morning, and we're creating our social media strategy. But there is a Facebook page that is the Hope and Dignity Community Center. But plus, we need, one of the biggest things that we are doing every week now is clothes. And we have a significant shortage of men's clothes, men's jeans, men's shoes, men's t-shirts, and lots and lots of need for men's clothes, especially jeans.
Good to know. We might be able to help you out there.
Yeah.
So if people want to donate clothes, items, food, where should they go to your Facebook?
Yeah, I think the Facebook page, or if you've got my email address, you can put that there and we can connect. I am a great carrier service. I will come and pick up your deliveries from anywhere where you are. But yeah, and of course I need kids' clothes and women's clothes, but the big need now is men's clothes.
Got it. Good to know. Men's clothes. You hear that, everybody? All right.
Yes.
David, thank you so much. This was
thank you, Choo Choo. I'm very grateful. I look forward to working with you on this opportunity for a concert, a mini concert.
It's really my pleasure. Yeah, it's so good to see you again. I look forward to seeing you in person someday soon.
Great.
And
yes.
Be well. Take care.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.